Like after a week that everything went down, you end up waking up like a Monday morning to some flowers on your porch. And it was a card attached. It was like, I'm sorry. I thought we had something special. I don't want to lose it. Maybe you threw the card and the flowers in the garbage can outside because you really don't have time for no shit like that. Baby, stay with your wife. You was a particularly fit girl, so you did go to the gym at least 3 to 4 times a week. And y'all did go to the same gym. But because of all this shit, you've been going to the gym across town. You went to the black car area first, do like a little water massage. Then you went ahead and you hopped on the Stairmaster. You was on the Stairmaster. You end up seeing or noticing somebody getting beside, and he's staring at you dead in your face. He's like, I knew you would come to this. I've been waiting on you to come to that one for like a week. I want to talk to you. Bro, we don't have anything to talk like. You are a married man. He constantly saying, she pregnant. My dad said that'll be the best thing. He ended up marrying my mama when she became pregnant. When they've been together ever since. Well, if this is the person that you want to be with ever since, then you need to go and quit bothering me. So he like, Michelle, like Deshaun. I'm sorry, Marlon. You stopped the Stairmaster because obviously he distracted you. Like, so if she pregnant, why was she just taking shots the day of the wedding? He was like, what? Yeah, they were having cocktails, taking shots. Yeah, you didn't see any of that on her Instagram? He was like, no, I didn't see her taking no shots. He was like, oh, well, let me just mind my business. So you end up getting off the Stairmaster and you walked over there to do some more leg exercises. He did like follow you around the gym for a little until you shouted like, could you please just leave me alone? Because honestly, you wanted nothing to do with bro. He threw his hands up and just backed off. You thought that was gonna be the last time you see him, but it wasn't. So you pretty routine. So you did a lot of the same things throughout the week. And he knew this. So a couple times he ended up popping up at your yoga class. One time he ended up popping up at the Starbucks that you like to go. It got to a point where you had to tell him, I don't want anything to do with you. I understand now we had a good time, but you are now a married man. And I don't fuck around like, but he was like, I want you to marry her because it's the right thing to do. The right thing to also do is to focus on her and leave me alone. And you meant that to the point where you end up switching up your routine and start changing the locations that you went, but it wasn't inconvenience to you. You just didn't want him to know where the fuck you was. And y'all did have some of the same mutual friends on social media. So you did end up seeing one of his friends end up like, man, my nigga about to become a father. End up showing him, you know, holding the girl back. So obviously she was pregnant. Obviously you was unbothered because you didn't want to have anything to do with it. At least he was about to become a dad and he did the right thing by marrying it. No, you was not about to rain on her to let her know what type of husband she's married. You just gonna let that trick figure it out on her like you had to do. Well, it's been about a year, bitch, and you did stand on business. You did not start back talking to them. You let him live his life with his motherfucking wife. Now, he did end up messaging from a page that he had created telling you that she wasn't pregnant when they first got married. She really just said that to trap him, but now she is, and he really don't know how to feel about it. And your response was, shit, that sounds like a you problem. And you end up blocking that page. But one day when you was at Barnes and Noble, reading books at Barnes and Noble was like a little hobby that you end up picking. You end up running into a nice looking man that you ain't never really seen. But you a homebody anyway, so. But anyway, you end up running into a nice looking man that you hadn't seen. Y'all end up like pretty much talking to each other. He ended up telling you that he was from there, but he hadn't lived there in 15 years. You're like, oh wow, a lot has changed in 15 years. So he hit you with, I'm quite sure a lot of shit. You think you can show me around the new town? He ended up telling you that he was in the military and he did have one daughter. She was like 13 years old, which that wasn't no problem for you. Anyway, y'all end up talking to each other. Y'all end up liking each other. Y'all end up going out on the fruit date. And honestly, it was getting real serious and you hadn't been in a relationship since Marlon or Deshaun or whatever his fucking name is. Did I mention he was an older gentleman? Giving silver five. He told you that his birthday was coming and his family was throwing him a birthday party at Fox and Hounds in Mississippi. So you was like, oh, he ended up asking you to pull up. You was like, oh, he was like, yeah, I like you. I would love for you to come to my birthday. So you went to the birthday party. You pull up to the motherfucking birthday party. He immediately see you from across the room, stop talking to whoever the fuck he was talking to, and walked over there with the biggest smile on his face. You could tell that he was happy that you came. He ended up giving you a hug, told you to come get a drink, you know, walked you around and let you meet people. Then y'all started walking towards two people that you actually recognize. Deshaun, mama and daddy. And what's so crazy is that year and a half that y'all was together, what's so crazy is that whole year and a half that y'all was together, his motherfucking parents never bothered to mention that he had a whole nother girlfriend. But anyway, you proudly locked arms with your man, which, you know, y'all ain't made it official, but you know this your man. And y'all walked over there towards them. So he introduced you to them. They spoke to you saying, hey, I guess playing along as if they have never met you before. Maybe you do look a little different. Maybe you do glow a little different. Maybe you are snatched a little bit better now. So maybe you do look like a new person. You know, y'all talking whatever, mingling and shit like that. He ended up saying like, excuse me, you know, babe, let me run somewhere real. So as soon as he walked up, Deshaun, Marlon, whoever, mama like, You do know that you fucking with Deshaun's uncle, right? So you respond, you mean fucking Deshaun's uncle? Did y'all know that he was engaged the whole time? Did y'all know he had a whole nother when I met you two? So his mama bump out. It's not my job to get into my son's business. So, Miss Ma'am, why are you in mine? By that time, your silver fox done walked back over there and he ended up pulling you away from the conversation, not really hearing what was going on. You could tell by your facial expression that something was being said. Like, you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm cool. You know, I just came to see you and I got you a gift. He ended up pulling a box out your pocket. It was an engraved watch. He done bought you a few gifts and you thought you would just return the favor. Plus, it was his birthday. I feel like I'm talking too long, but let me go ahead and finish. So, maybe like an hour into the party, you was finna get ready to leave. Silver Fox was gonna walk you to the car. So as he walking to you to the car, Deshaun and his wife is walking in the door. Oh man, you know what's up? As if they ain't seen each other in a little while. They hug each other, you know, they shake up and all that good stuff. And he look at you, he like, what you doing here? His uncle like, y'all two know each other? He was like, damn. He hear, yeah, an old friend from college. So he said, I thought you said you never went to college. I didn't go to college. So his wife looking at him, went to cosmetology school. So his wife was like, no, unique. She was like, you the one who did my makeup for my wedding, me and my bride apart. He was like, yeah, it is. You like, you know, I see you glowing and you growing. Girl, you look beautiful. So she blushed and she like, thank you. Like, girl, I feel biggest. It's like, girl, you look good and you working it. You know, uplifting him and shit. After that, y'all end up just dropping the conversation. He continued to walk you to your, but when he got to your car, like, how my nephew know you? Cause that shit didn't come out right. So you like, you want the truth? He was like, shit, I ain't asking for a lie. So you like, well, I dated your nephew. I didn't know that you was his uncle, but I dated your nephew like over a year ago. I ended up finding out that he was with the woman that he's with, and I called it quits. And that's pretty much it. Like, oh, okay, I can deal with that actually.